Christmas Special, Part 1, a Miraculous Ladybug Fanfiction, written and narrated by Eleanor Rose. If you find the narration speed to be either too fast or too slow for your preferences, you can click on the settings wheel on the video and adjust it. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to stay up to date on the latest parts of your favorite fanfiction. Adrien sat in his closet, pulling out boxes of decorations. He managed to strike a compromise with his wife as to when the Christmas decorations were to go up, and now that it was December 1st, he could officially brighten the house with fairy lights and ornaments. She insisted that they wait until now, but he was ready to put them up weeks ago. A crash came from the kitchen before he had the chance to take the boxes out of the closet. He didn't need to see what happened to know Tiki woke up from her nap to run around the island counter. "No, please, my sweet daughter, put some pants on!" He chuckled at his wife's comment and made his way downstairs, surrendering to the fate of a father with twin 3-year-olds. "Need any help, my love?" he asked, stepping into the room. "Will you hold her for me?" Adrien swooped up his daughter, taking her by surprise as she screamed with glee. After an arm wrestle, her pants were on and she was running around the living room, pulling out every toy from the chest as she passed it by. Her brother calmly watched on from the couch, sucking on a lollipop as she turned the room to chaos. "Hey, Pa?" Tiki asked, stopping suddenly. "Can I have some cheese?"
"It's not snack time yet. You know the rules,"
Adrien said, biting back a smile.
"But Ma gave Plag a treat." "Plag put away his toys before nap time."
She didn't respond verbally, but he could tell she was upset by the way she threw herself on the floor. She wouldn't move until they gave her attention, be it within a few minutes or a few hours. She was more likely to fall asleep or forget why she was upset than to give up. "I don't know how she got so stubborn," his wife said, walking over to lean her head on his shoulder.
"It's like they got the other's personality."
"Yeah, I expected Plag to be the grumpy one, but here we are."
"Do you think it's how we raised them?"
"Nah, they've always had strong personalities."
"And fast legs, too,"
he chuckled. The two of them always found a way to get into trouble. "I love our life, Adrien." He felt his heart swell at her words and put his hand on her hip, pulling her closer.
"Me too, love. Me too." "Are you going to kiss Mom?"
Plag asked, watching from the couch.
"Ew, gross! No kissing allowed!"
Tiki exclaimed, still face down on the floor.
"We're going to do it too someday."
The boy slid off the couch and walked over to her.
"No, we aren't." "Are two." "Are not." "Are two." "Are not." "Are two." "All right, kids, that's enough,"
Adrien cut in, walking over and picking up his son.
"Who wants to help Dad pick out Christmas decorations?"
Tiki lifted her head off the ground, still sulking.
"Ooh, me,
Plag exclaimed, waving his fist in the air.
"Well, what will it be, Tiki Agreste?"
"Only if there's cheese involved," she muttered.
"The amount of vitality you have for your stubbornness is incredible."
"Adrien," his wife said, "they're 3 years old. Change your vocabulary."
"Almost 4. It's about time they start using big kid words. Isn't that right, Plag? You know what stubborn means." It's what you call Tiki when she puts herself in timeout,
he said, tickling Adrien's hair with sticky fingers.
Close enough.
Adrien heard his wife laugh at the conversation as she made her way to the stove.
I'll meet you upstairs once Tiki falls asleep,
she said.
What are you making?
It's December 1st. What do you think I'm making? A grin cracked across his face.
The Agreste family tradition, 4 years running?
You got it. Dinner will be ready in an hour.
Will there be cheese?
Tiki asked, shooting upright. Yes, there will.
Great!
The girl exclaimed, scampering to hug her mother's leg.
That's close enough. I'm ready for decorations now, Pa.
All right, little bug. I'll race you upstairs,
he said, setting Plag down so he could join. The kids squealed as they made their way to the top. Adrien faked a trip on the stairs so they could pass him, happy to beat him in a race. Tiki managed to wrap herself in fairy lights, and Plag found last year's candy canes to lick by the time he made his way into the office.
I want lights all around the house,
Tiki exclaimed, picking up a box of lights and dumping them onto the floor.
I want candy everywhere,
Plag said, dumping the box of candy canes beside the lights. Adrien rolled his eyes and went to the box of knickknacks, pulling out a Santa pillow to show the kids.
Who wants to put this on the couch downstairs?
Me!
The twins answered.
Okay, Tiki, how about you take Santa and Plag can take the elf?
He put the lights back in the box before they could get stepped on as the kids raced back down the stairs. The next hour passed rather quickly as he took an item out of the box and told one of his kids where to put it.
Kids, dinner's ready.
Adrien heard his wife call and stayed back to finish tidying the mess they made. Today was the only day of the year he knew exactly what his wife was making for dinner 12 months in advance, and he looked forward to it. He could even smell it from the office. Blueberry waffles. It wasn't the only time she made waffles, but it was tradition to welcome in December with them. They were symbolic of the time he proposed to her, after all, and the twins didn't seem to mind having breakfast for dinner as long as they got to fill each square perfectly with maple-flavored syrup. Making sure they didn't touch anything before washing their fingers after eating would prove to be an Olympic sport, of course, but it wasn't anything he couldn't handle as long as his partner of a wife was there to help. "Thank you for the food," he said, kissing her on the cheek before sliding into his chair. "The house looks nice," she said, gesturing to a stocking sitting in the fireplace.
I'll straighten up after dinner.
It can wait until after Charlie Brown, don't you think?
Everything can wait for Charlie Brown.
Half an hour later, the kids were under blankets and the happy couple was curled up on the couch, ready to welcome in the season with an American classic. Tiki had her cheese, Plag had his candy cane, and Adrien and his wife each had a mug of peppermint hot chocolate. It was a scene from a Hallmark greeting card, and they relished it. Because, to Adrien Agreste, family is what makes Christmas special. Thank you so much for listening. Tune in tomorrow for the next part of this story. If you'd like to listen to more fanfiction, you can click on one of these videos. I'll catch you next time.